he worked 358 days in 2020. He took 5 days off. He did 500 something tattoos that year. He has all this money and no time. People believe that we're getting paid to be here. We're not getting paid to be here. We're only paid to tattoo. How do people that are not tattooing very much make money? You don't. The answer is you don't. The answer is you sit and you wait and you take all those walk-ins and you do everything to make sure that you are selling yourself. You have to sell your artwork. Why is my tattoo better than everyone else's? Why should you sit in my chair and not that guy? That's your goal. If you're not tattooing and you're making all these priorities for all these things, that is it. I need a better business card, a better t-shirt, an amazing experience, or there's products that they could be investing their time or money into. There is a ton of work you could be doing into your t-shirts and into your business cards, into other artwork that isn't tattooing, that is advertising, that people will sell and support your business. They may not be able to afford a $200, $300 tattoo, but they could afford a $20 t-shirt from you. Artists are artists. We can create literally anything from nothing. If you can make a killer t-shirt and sell those, cool. I always just buy a ton of cheap business cards. Get a bazillion from Vistaprint for 10 cents a piece. Put them everywhere. Anywhere there's somewhere that someone can sit, put a card there. If it's something somebody grabs, anything, like a straw, I put my cards in the straw wrappers. I put them in the napkin containers. Put them everywhere, you'll be booked in a year. I don't have much sympathy now on not being busy because the demand is just too insane now. The demand is huge. Now our artistic level has changed drastically. Now people can get any tattoo they want, literally anything. Hyper-surrealism of planets coming out of girls' faces that turn into castles and stuff. That's insane. Or if somebody wants their favorite artwork replicated on their body, they can do it line for line, color for color. People that used to hang artwork in their house at most are now putting it on their body. The demand is there. And there's plenty of artists that are famous and booked up that like to take walk-ins all day. That's what they love to do. And then there's artists that are booked up that, you know, they don't charge an arm and a leg. They like to just take their clients and they stick to their low pricing and stick to their small circle of demographic. I think the industry changes every time someone breathes. So right now, I think the answer to that is hustling and making artwork that's not tattooing so that you can at least sell yourself and people can support your business that may not be able to afford to sell, be in your chair yet. Balance. I believe being booked like 2 to 3 months is about the ideal because that's a continuous cycle of clients, people that might want continuous work. They might want to go from their arm to their leg, so you might see some repeat clients, and then I think it's just enough to have enough new clientele in there. If you have 6+ months like I have right now, I'm not happy. I'm not living my example. I try to send good vibes, good energy through the machine. I try to send good thoughts and things. So the answer to almost every question for me is balance. If I do 4 tiny tattoos and charge $100, or I could do 1 big tattoo and charge $500, that's various per day. It really depends on where you are at in your career, because you could describe someone like Ryan, like my apprentice, that he worked 358 days in 2020. He took 5 days off. He did 500 something tattoos that year. He has all this money and no time. He hasn't seen his family, hasn't seen his friends, hasn't taken a vacation, hasn't had any time. We said, slow down. Let's take you down 2 days a week, and let's get you calmer and close your books and do this. So now he has the time. It's time to meditate. He has time to read and watch TV shows and things that he didn't have time to do before. People will find that lesson out themselves. It's going to go through phases. That phase for that person is not going to stay in that phase. That'll go throughout the changes of their career. So it changes every 10 minutes for me on whether if I want to do a big piece or a bunch of little guys. Balance it changes all the time per person, per artist. And now he's got all these boundaries in place that he didn't have before. And I bet he's feeling pretty good now. My first rule is no messages. So guess what? I don't answer any message. It sets the expectation. It says, email me. Guess what? You get an email back in 2 minutes. But you can message me for weeks and weeks and weeks and you're not gonna hear from me. If you can't follow the first rule, you're not gonna follow any of the other rules. That's how I train my clients. First rule. If they can't, that's it.